Well, welcome back to Hamilton Life, everyone. Superfoods, you've heard the phrase probably over and over again, but what does it exactly mean? Well, we brought in the expert, Tyler, from Full Circle to give us sort of a little bit of a taste for what really is a superfood and how we can incorporate it into our life.
Sure. Well, superfood, it's a bit of an umbrella term, but the gist of it is basically any food that has a high nutrient to calorie ratio. So there's a lot of exotic superfoods that get tossed around, like, you know, spirulina and blue-green algae and all these types of chlorellas and stuff like that, things that people don't normally know what they are or how to find them. So I brought in with me today some more common things that you can find at your farmer's market or your grocery store.
We know about, like broccoli.
Yeah, exactly, things that people recognize, or kale. So this is deliberately, this isn't just, it is a prop, but this is basically about a 10-cup bowl of vegetables. We've got some spinach, some kale, some broccoli, carrots, tomatoes, and peppers. And I chose these vegetables specifically for their high. They have very few calories and tons of nutrients. So we're going to see how they compare to some of the other props that I brought and sort of blow your minds with some numbers.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, a lot of people think in calorie consumption, and I always say that that's great, but it's also, you have to make sure those calories count.
Yes.
Vegetables would. So what would this be worth in your daily intake?
Just over 200 calories, which is about
just nothing.
1/10. Yeah, and if you think about it, this is like the lowest, most filling snack you could possibly imagine. You don't have to eat the bowl. Like I would eat this right out of the bowl, but you can basically turn it into veggie platter. You could saute with it.
Yeah,
you could steam it, stir fry. Last night I basically took something similar to this, added 6 eggs, and made a huge veggie frittata. It was this monstrous veggie frittata. It was extremely filling. We were all satisfied, but it was, 500 calories. It was pretty minimal.
Which is great. Now, so how does this compare? You've got some stuff covered up here. What's going on?
So basically, let's just compare it. So we know this is about 200 calories. Now, if you can do the honors with this first item here. This is
pork chop.
You can compare like size-wise. I could eat about 5 of these, basically. And this is also about 200 calories. That's about 250 calories. So as far as like a calorie comparison goes, like if you had a bulk of your meal made of this with a side of that, you got 200 calories. The difference is, as far as nutrient content, this is about 4,000 times as much vitamin A and beta-carotene in this versus this pork chop, and about 100 times as much calcium. There's actually about 2 cups of milk worth of calcium in this bowl of vegetables.
Really?
For that few calories, and there's virtually nothing in here.
That's amazing. Now, could you have like a little bit of each?
That's the thing, is you don't have to eat just this, right? You just have to eat more of this.
Incorporate it more into the diet, which I think so many of us fight all the time. More fruits and vegetables. But you need them.
If you look at a typical meal, on a plate, right, there's a pork chop, then there's a little bit of vegetables and a big thing of potatoes. You need to reverse it.
I'm peeking. I want to see it, because this smells really good. I knew I could smell bread, so that's a bagel.
Go to it. So your bagel, that's a 230-calorie bagel. We've got about 450 times the vitamin C in here compared to that bagel, and about 30 times the amount of potassium. So for immune boosting, in the case of the potassium, for heart health, cardiovascular health, blood pressure, and this is completely going to trump that.
So instead of this in the morning, add some kale and some spinach to your smoothie, and you're so much better off.
Yeah, and for a lot of people who are looking for weight management specifically, they want to reduce their calorie intake, but they don't want to starve, and they're concerned about how to do it. You eat that and you will be full, basically.
Oh, yes. Many of us eat this many times in a week, bowl of pasta.
Exactly. Yes. It's about a half bowl of pasta. That's about 1.5 cups of tricolor penne and then a bit of sauce. That's also about 250 calories.
That's a little bit of vegetable there with the tomato.
Yeah, exactly.
A little bit.
And I had to measure this out, so it was actually accurate. That's about 2 ounces of sauce. So that's, again, I could eat probably 4 times that before I'd be full. In this case, we got 10 times the amount of iron here as we do in the pasta, and that's also enriched pasta as well, which is about the full amount of iron for a grown man. Wow. In this bowl versus that, and we have 20 times the fiber. So regularity.
Add more vegetables. So you always have things going on up at Full Circle. So if people do have questions, they can check you out. Full Circle Hamilton, gmail.com, 905-930-7769 is where they can call. Check out, and follow you guys as well on Twitter, and you also have a Facebook page to see what's happening. And maybe next time we can talk about, can you have too many greens in your diet? We couldn't get to that today. So
absolutely.
The gas problem, that'll be next time with Tyler. Thanks so much. All right.